Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. I'm excited to talk to your papa. Always fun to talk to him. Day after a holiday here. I wonder if he's even going to be sober. Do you think he'll be around?
Oh, he'll be fine.
I'm just teasing. Hey, coffee stand owner Troy Malchow hopes to turn the heat up on a robber with some hot Java. He's offering free coffee for a year to anybody who will help him catch the guy that robbed his store. Malchow owns Perfecto Espresso north of Seattle. He's had it for over a decade. He said in the span of 2 weeks, his coffee stand has both been vandalized and robbed. And he's saying, hey, if you know who did it, free coffee for a year.
That's cool.
That's upwards of $10 million in value. Just kidding. It's not that expensive. But coffee is expensive. For free for a year, that's pretty cool. Nasal spray made from Atlantic Ocean seawater seems to ease cold and flu symptoms faster for children. In the 12-week test, the noses of children given the seawater spray were less runny the second time they were checked.
That's cool.
There you go. Coming up, some special stuff. We'll tell you what that is in a bit.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
You'd never ask. It's Tuesday, May the 31st. Today is the final day of May. Kind of sad. So tomorrow's June already. Can you believe that?
I can't believe that.
Not a whole lot going on today. It is What You Think Upon Grows Day. What You Think Upon Grows Day. And World No Tobacco Day. Both of those are kind of confusing to read, by the way. World No Tobacco Day. And I'll try that other one again. What You Think Upon Grows Day. So does that mean what you set your mind to? That's
Yes.
what you're going to focus your attention on? That's what's going to work?
Yes.
I think that makes sense. So today's a good day, I guess, on this Tuesday, the 31st day of May.
Do you like fun t-shirts? Our friends at 80s Tees have a bunch of fun designs from the movies and pop culture. This month, we're giving you a chance to win a $25 credit to buy the t-shirt you like, with designs from Star Wars, Superman, Ghostbusters, Deadpool, and hundreds of others. Sign up to win a $25 credit. Register for free right now at winthisonline.com. We will select 2 winners at the end of this month. You could be one of them, but only if you register at winthisonline.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. If you had to hire one of the 7 dwarfs, which would it be? If you were smart, you'd hire Grumpy. As it turns out, grumpy employees are the most creative problem solvers. According to research from the Jesse H. Jones Graduate School of Management at Rice University in Houston, they say all those happy, cheerful employees that make the office an inviting and enjoyable place to work, they're so busy smiling that they don't see problems until there's a huge crisis. So why is a bad mood so productive? When somebody's in a negative mood, he or she usually is quite motivated to get out of it. Solving a problem often does the trick. So there you go. They say if you're going to hire one of the dwarfs, Grumpy's the one to hire.
You definitely wouldn't want Sleepy.
No, probably not. Although I think there are a lot of those that I've seen several Sleepies working at places. Have you ever been somewhere you see somebody working there, it's like dozing off? Like,
oh, yeah.
What in the world? What do you guys do around here? Eat turkey and listen to Kenny G? So again, they say these people from the graduate school there at Rice University in Houston, they say that cheerful people are too busy smiling to solve problems. I think we're usually pretty cheerful and we solve all kinds of problems. You looking at me because I'm not cheerful or because I'm not solving problems?
Pretend to be cheerful on the radio.
I'm usually pretty cheerful. You can put me in a mood unlike anyone else.
Oh my gosh.
Because we're married. I think that's why. But you're the same way. You're acting all cheerful right now when you want to stab me with that pen.
I'm not at all acting cheerful right now.
You're not saying what you want to say. I know that. Anyway, Grumpy is the Smurf, not the Smurf. What is he again? The dwarf. That's the thing. The 7 dwarfs. They say if you're going to hire one, hire Grumpy. He's going to get more done. I disagree with it. I would say I'd hire Doc. That's who I'd hire. I think he seems good. Or Dopey. Probably not.
Yeah, Dopey.
And you know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again,
844-204-1055.
and this is your brain on drugs. A guy walked into a little corner store with a shotgun and demanded all the cash from the cash drawer. After the cashier put the cash in the bag, the robber saw a bottle of scotch that he wanted too. He told the cashier to put that in the bag, but the cashier said, I can't do that.
I need to see your ID.
He said, I don't think you're over 21. The robber goes, well, of course I am. I don't believe you. So he took out his driver's license and showed him. And he looked at it long enough to make sure he saw who the guy was and where he lived. He called the police and gave them the name and the address. He was arrested within 2 hours. So,
Is it at all possible that you have Alzheimer's, do you suppose?
me? Why?
Yes. Because every day
It's not every day.
it's the same stories. And I try to be engaged and laugh and not say anything. But at this point, it's just kind of getting sad.
Well, you saying I just read
I
this
can't
one?
be the only one
All right.
listening that notices
I don't know.
this.
I don't remember reading that. You're telling me we read this story before.
I'm starting to get a little concerned.
All right. Well, I'll go get my brain checked. And kids, that's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Got your moment of duh here. Police report that Christopher Hasty lost more than his pants while he was trying to run away. First of all, let me explain that. He was wearing baggy pants. When he was trying to run away, they fell down. But he also left behind his wallet. Authorities in Tennessee say, this was in McMinsville, Tennessee, say that he dropped his wallet while he was stealing things from cars. And his wallet had not only his ID, but his parole card as well.
That's
This ain't his
nice.
first rodeo.
So this isn't the first bad decision
No.
he's made.
Residents of an apartment complex say his baggy pants fell down when he was trying to flee. Officers saw his footprints and were able to follow them to a nearby apartment. He now faces auto burglary and theft charges.
Yet another reason not to wear those stupid baggy
Don't do that.
pants.
You know, I have pants that are too big for me, but it's not because I'm trying to be in style. So,
that drives me crazy.
what, my pants or everybody's?
No, those baggy pants.
Yeah, I don't
Although
get it.
I do remember you one time trying to help some guy who had a stalled car, and you were trying to help him push
I was
it, and your
pushing his
pants were
car.
falling down, so you're holding your pants up with one hand and pushing the car with the other. It was so
I was
funny.
trying to be a good guy. You know? We've got your scoop of the day on the way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now, your scoop of the day. We've talked about sleep on this program before because it is really important, but there's a lot of evidence that getting too little sleep is associated with overeating and an increased body weight. That's my problem.
Right.
The question, though, is why. According to NPR, a new study finds evidence that sleep deprivation, defined as getting less than 5 hours of sleep per night, produces higher peaks of lipid in our bloodstream, and that makes eating more pleasurable. The new study, based on blood samples, documents that being sleep deprived may produce stronger desires to eat as well. Participants were sleep deprived, and they ate about 400 more calories from snacks.
Yeah, well, when you're
So,
up late and you're
there you go.
bored, you got nothing else to do, you're going to eat. That's what people do when they're bored.
There you go. I got nothing else to do. I'm going to go chow down. I think I'm going to throw a link to that on our Facebook page because there's a whole story if you want to read the rest of it. So if you also need to lose weight, you can say, I don't need to lose weight. I just need to get more sleep. So I'm taking the weekends off now.
And it makes sense. If you're sleeping, you're not eating.
There you go. Soccer legend Brandy Chaston has agreed to donate her brain for concussion research. So I'm assuming it means when she's dead. I don't think she's doing it now, is she? I don't know who that is. So she's donating her brain for concussion research. So I don't know. That's kind of nuts. Hey, a recent study finds that attending live concerts reduces the concert goer's level of stress. So if you can get to a live concert, you're going to be less stressed out, Heidi. How's that sound? Sound good?
Sounds good.
Let's go to a concert. It seems as though Americans are losing their appetite for fast food combo meals. Since 2007, the traditional burger and fries and soda have been down according to a report by market research firm the NPD Group, by 1 billion servings a year. The number one reason they say that people are stopping this is because the dollar menu is a better deal. And I'll tell you, we know of a couple of those deals where they have
Oh my gosh, it's
they're just amazing. You're like, how can they even afford to give you that much food?
You'd think
for
they're losing
$4?
money.
Really?
Yeah. Although that sounds amazing.
That does sound really good. we're on a diet right now. We can't have any fun. So, yeah. Thanks anyway.
Good
hey,
times.
a study of UK consumers by Glasgow's Calgonia University. You know, I just pretend like I know what I'm saying. Do you think anybody believes that when I say
No.
these? I don't fake it well, do I?
Not really.
There's a big pause, and then my brain going, how do you say this? But Glasgow's Calgonia University found that men are still much more likely than women to shop on the internet. It says men
Really?
don't like shopping. Well, they do like shopping on the internet. They find something that looks good at its low price, and they assume that's okay, and they just buy it. So I guess women are more likely to shop somewhere other than the internet.
I just like to shop. I don't
know.
care where I'm shopping.
You know, I'm not a fan of shopping in person or on the internet, so I kind of break that stereotype. British dentists say the National Health Service does not reimburse them enough, so they are refusing to take patients who have bad teeth in Britain.
Wow.
Yeah, they say the National Health Service does not reimburse them enough, so they're refusing to take patients who have bad teeth if they're
Isn't
utilizing
that what a dentist does?
Yeah, but they're saying, hey, we can't afford to do this, so go somewhere else.
Yeah,
Not going to happen.
universal health care. There you go.
Croatia, an unidentified man handed a teller a bank holdup note. The quick-thinking teller told the crook she couldn't understand the note. Can you please tell me what it said? So she kept asking, I can't hear you. Can you repeat that? So he had to finally shout, I have a bomb, give me money. And that attracted the security officer who was standing right behind him at the time. So she was pretty smart.
That's funny.
That is very funny. So that happened in Croatia. I've never been to Croatia. I don't even know what that country's like, but I know someone who's from there, and it sounds to me like that would be a pretty interesting place to go. So someday,
I've never been there either.
Croatia. I know we're done with our strange laws, but I have one here that I think is pretty interesting. In Stansfield, Oregon, animals cannot reproduce within city limits.
Good luck.
You too.
Good luck enforcing that.
Go find a field somewhere. That's a strange law. This has been your Scoop of the Day.
Do you like fun t-shirts? Our friends at 80s Tees have a bunch of fun designs from the movies and pop culture. This month, we're giving you a chance to win a $25 credit to buy the t-shirt you like, with designs from Star Wars, Superman, Ghostbusters, Deadpool, and hundreds of others. Sign up to win a $25 credit. Register for free right now at winthisonline.com. We will select 2 winners at the end of this month. You could be one of them, but only if you register at winthisonline.com.
And it's time right now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday just because we can. We pick up the phone and we call my father-in-law for a little segment we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
How you doing, Charlie?
Is it Tuesday?
Yeah, it's Tuesday. It's the day after a holiday. Heidi and I had a wager on whether or not you'd have a hangover today. So.
Well, it's a little rough. I didn't know it was Tuesday.
Okay.
Well, you said he'd be drunk. I said he wouldn't be drunk.
I said he'd be hungover.
I'm pretty sure he's hungover. You said, do you think he'll be drunk? I was like, no, he won't be drunk.
I said he'd be hungover. You said he'd
You
still be
did
drunk. Either way, what are we going to learn about this week, Charlie?
You're an idiot.
Yeah. And we love you. You know that.
You know Richard Gere?
Yes.
You know what his middle name is?
What?
No, I don't.
Tiffany.
Richard Tiffany Gere?
Yep.
For real?
Wow. It's probably not
That
the kind
blows
of
your mind.
Huh.
it's not the kind of name you want to grow up with as a boy, but worked out for him, I guess.
Yeah, it did. Hey, do you know that rats giggle when you tickle them?
No kidding.
Aw.
Well, next time I see a rat, instead of stomping on it, I'll tickle him.
Oh, hey, if you throw a penny off the Empire State Building, will it kill you?
No.
No, you're right. It only weighs 2.5 grams, and top speed would be about 25 miles an hour.
And if you were the one
25 miles an hour. It's
if you were the
insane.
one throwing it off the building, it wouldn't kill you anyway. If I threw a brick off the Empire State Building, it wouldn't kill me. It might kill the sucker it landed on.
You're a
I think we can say some of that on the radio.
Then did you know there's an animal called Dick Dick?
What?
Called what?
Dick Dick.
Never heard of it.
D-I-K.
What is it?
It's the cutest little antelope you'll ever see.
Really? Is that like a monkey?
I have no idea. I've never seen one.
You know it's the cutest animal.
Best answer ever.
Just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts. Then, did you see the movie Jurassic Park?
I have.
Yes, many times.
Do you know how they made the dinosaur noises?
I think it was wasn't it whale noises or something?
No, it was recordings of tortoise sex.
No kidding, tortoises. Apparently, that's what tortoises do when they're alone in the woods or wherever.
Is this an informative part of the show or what?
Yeah,
This is.
it is the informative part of the
It's
show.
something. Maybe he is still drunk.
Okay, then we better do one last thing here before we get in trouble.
Okay, what's that?
You know the old buddy Lyndon Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he nicknamed his penis Jumbo,
I did not know that.
and he was known to display it in public.
President Johnson did that?
If a person came into the men's room, he would turn around and shake it at them.
I wonder if that's why, because some people refer to that as your Johnson. I wonder if it's because of him.
It could be, because then he'd always ask, have you ever seen anything like this big?
Oh, my God.
How did he become president? That does not make any sense to me.
That's amazing.
Well,
That's good. I like that. Maybe that's where the Johnson come from.
could be. Are you ready for some questions, Charlie?
We better do something.
All right, I got a good question for you. I got two of them here. We'll see how you do on the first one and then decide if we'll go into the second one. What kind of beans are used to make Boston baked beans?
No, that is to make what kind of beans?
Boston baked beans. If you're going to make Boston baked beans, what kind of beans are used?
Red beans.
No, navy beans. I don't think I've ever officially had Boston baked beans. I don't think I've ever had that. So I'm going to have to try it now. This is the time of year when people are having their beans, for picnics and whatnot. So we'll move on to a different one here. Who was the first private citizen in the United States to own a Hummer? Know those vehicles, a Hummer? Who was the first private citizen to own one of those?
Bob Smith.
No.
How the hell would I know?
Who's Bob Smith?
I don't know. Mike Smith's brother. Hell,
Was it Ashton Kutcher or something
No,
like
it
that?
was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh.
Yeah, he was the first private citizen to own a Hummer. So there you go.
did he do that when he was governor?
I'm not sure. It doesn't say that in here. They don't send me everything. They just tell me enough. Just enough to ask you a question. So
There you go, like a dick. Send me the information.
that's all we need. That's right, Charlie. Don't ask me more than I know. Well, it was nice talking to you. We'll chat again next week.
Well, if we're still on the air,
I
we'll
hope
do it.
so.
Bye, Dad.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can. It's a little program we like to call Tuesdays with Charlie.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
TV starlet talk show host Star Jones. Guess what her real name is?
I have no idea.
Starlet. Her real name is Star
Really?
Jones. That is her real name.
Huh.
Yeah. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The length of your vocal cords determines the pitch of your voice. So if it's longer or shorter, it's going to sound different. So that I didn't realize that's what caused that. Hey, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Oscar Hammerstein II was the only person named Oscar to actually win an Oscar.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fun.
So at least there's one. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In fencing competition, a barrage is a tie-breaking bout or a fence-off. So if you've ever heard of somebody say, there was a whole barrage of whatever coming at me,
Right.
that's because it's a tie-breaking bout or a fence-off. So it's a very vigorous fencing.
Very cool.
I've never been involved in that.
I wanted our son to take fencing.
I always thought it'd be cool.
Yeah.
It'd be neat to do fencing, but I like the little outfits and the little thing they have over their face. Kind of look like some sort of superhero. Anyway, final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's
Scrooge
that?
McDuck was introduced in the 1947 comic book Christmas on Bear Mountain. When I was a kid, I used to watch DuckTales. I loved Scrooge McDuck. He was pretty
I
cool.
always liked Scrooge McDuck,
Even
too.
though he was a bit of a Scrooge, he was still a pretty good guy. That's going to do it for your fun facts on a Tuesday.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by RadioReallyWorks.com. I know you're listening to a podcast, but did you know the John and Heidi Show is also a radio show? And for those of you who have businesses, you should consider using radio to advertise your business. We can even help you create some catchy little jingles or amazing radio ads that'll help pull people in. Get all the details or just learn more at RadioReallyWorks.com. That's RadioReallyWorks.com.
John and Heidi.
You know, there's a lot of folks that just graduated or are graduating soon. I think there are still a couple of graduations that are happening here this week and this weekend. But for the most part, we're about done with that. And there's a lot of people that'll be heading off to college for the first time. But don't take off yet. You're going to want to keep a couple things in mind. Here's your first year of college tips from John and Heidi Show. It says here some tips to make sure you don't regret going to college. Tip number 1. This doesn't matter if you're going to college or even just living on your own. You can never have enough toilet paper. Hoard extra rolls wherever you can, but don't tell people about it, not even your roommate, or they'll be gone someday. Stash them under your bed, stash them wherever you have to. I can tell you a story if you want to hear about a story of a time I was out of toilet paper, and my brother and I lived together at the time, and I said, we're all out of toilet paper. He goes, that's why there's coffee filters in the bathroom. I was like, what? I'll just go to the store and get toilet paper. Next, leave the high school ring and the letterman's jacket at home. Don't bring that stuff to college. It might have been cool when you were the coolest senior in school, not so cool at college. Call your mom twice as often as you really want to, because that's about half as much as she wants you to. People who get treat packages from home and don't share goodies with their fellow dorm dwellers, they become fair game for pranksters. So if you get goodies, share the goodies, at least the ones that they know you got. Tattoos of school mascots, if you have to do it, but if you can, avoid those. Because just because you're, a fighting Irish today doesn't mean that you're always going to be. You might not even graduate from there. How awful would that? Oh, hey, you went there? Yeah, well, I kind of sort of did. I was there for a week. Don't bring your stereo unless you want to be bothered when things get spilled on it. People will be mad at you if you're cranking the music too loud anyway, so don't do that. If you're not a big sports fan, you got to at least go to one game. So this is another tip for kids who are heading off to college. Don't download term papers on the internet. Sure, it's easy. Google and find all kinds of term papers on all kinds of subjects, but the instructors know about those too, and they'll find out, and you'll get in trouble. And then the final thing is, nobody cares if you cut class. This is not high school. If you don't go to class, it just means that you or your parents or somebody is paying a whole lot of money for you to take a nap. So don't do
party.
that. Yeah. Did you sound as though you have some experience
Yes,
here.
I have a lot of experience with that. It was a very expensive, long party.
Well, I did not do that. Again, a guide for college freshmen that are heading off. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVRealtor.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVRealtor.com.
You've heard the phrase, you say potato, I say potato.
Yes.
How about you say potato, I say medicine?
Okay.
Yeah, because they say now, instead of getting medication, you could get it by eating a potato. That could be in your very near future. Would you rather get a shot from a needle or just eat a potato?
I love potatoes.
Yeah, scientists at Cornell University have developed a potato that, when eaten, will ultimately convey immunity to the Norwalk virus and the most common form of food poisoning in the United States.
I wonder if it tastes like a potato.
These potatoes are genetically manipulated, producing protein fragments of the virus that the immune system will recognize and respond when the real virus enters the body. There's no difference in taste, Heidi, or culinary characteristics between this modified, freaky laboratory potato and just a common spud.
I would eat those potatoes like crazy.
Scientists say that in the future, vaccines may be delivered via plants instead of needles. Current work is underway to create a potato-based vaccine for human papillomavirus, which causes cervical cancer, hepatitis B bacteria.
That's amazing.
And a form of the E. coli bacteria on a potato as well. And the hepatitis B potato vaccine is already being tested. So there you go.
See,
Pretty
this is
soon,
what I think heaven must be like.
you're going to walk into the doctor, and instead of them saying, hey, roll up your sleeve, they're going to say, here, eat this potato. So there you go.
That is fantastic.
Interesting news. Hey, fun story on the way. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
In New York, a crime-fighting kitten has been given a special award. You never hear about that.
Aww.
Undercover work that helped the cops snare a bogus vet. Fred, the kitty cat, a former stray, lined up with 20 police and fire and court officers as they were being recognized for heroism and a plaque from the Brooklyn District Attorney. Fred, again, a kitty cat, helped lead to the arrest of Stephen Vassell. He allegedly performed a botched operation on a Boston Terrier. He was called to an apartment and rigged up with a hidden camera, the apartment was, where he was supposed to be picking up Fred to neuter him. He was allegedly caught on tape telling investigators, posing as Fred's owners, that he could do the operation for $135. As soon as he walked away from the house carrying Fred and the cash, he was arrested and charged with treating pets without a license. So this is a veterinarian
That's a little scary.
Yeah, he's not really a vet. He's like, well, I drive a Chevette. Does that count? Kind of a vet. I'm not a veterinarian. No.
Wow.
So anyway, yeah, this the kitty cat, though, got a special award for going undercover. You never really hear about that.
That's pretty cool.
So good job, Fred. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.
Do you like fun t-shirts? Our friends at 80s Tees have a bunch of fun designs from the movies and pop culture. This month, we're giving you a chance to win a $25 credit to buy the t-shirt you like, with designs from Star Wars, Superman, Ghostbusters, Deadpool, and hundreds of others. Sign up to win a $25 credit. Register for free right now at winthisonline.com. We will select 2 winners at the end of this month. You could be one of them, but only if you register at winthisonline.com.
Perfect timing on this story, Heidi, now that school is pretty much done for almost everybody. Maybe they can utilize this info for next year, though.
Okay.
Taking a test early in the day could help improve your score. So if you've got to retake a test, ask if you can do it before school, not after school. According to a Huffington Post report, afternoon exams may give students more time to cram, but researchers found that exams taken later in the day tend to yield lower scores. For the study, researchers from the Danish National Center for Social Research analyzed 2 million test scores from children aged 8 to 15. They also documented the time of day that each test was taken. The analysis revealed that for every hour after 8 a.m. the exam was scheduled, the students' test scores on average declined by about 1%. So they're saying if you can have these tests taken at 8 a.m., that is your very best chance to take an exam. Now, think back to when you were in school, Heidi. What are you laughing about?
I just wasn't there much.
So when you were in school, your first classes of the day, were they the best classes for you, or were the last classes of the day? You don't really remember going to any of those? She skipped school a lot. I mean...
I liked the last classes probably because that meant school was over.
See, and I think that's where...
I was not a huge fan.
If I were to guess why this is, I think in the morning, you're getting to school and you're not thinking about, well, it's almost time to go home, and hey, after school I'm going to go do this, and I got plans to go do that, and I got to go to work, or whatever's going on. In the afternoons, you're looking at the clock thinking, are we about done here? How much time do I have left to take this stupid test? So I think that's probably why that is. It doesn't say that in the story, but I'm just guessing because I think that makes sense.
Could be.
So, anyway, the Danish National Center for Social Research did the test. If you'd like to know more, I'll throw that on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always try to wrap things up around here with some good news, Heidi, and I think we got some here.
All righty.
Good news. Wait, that's not the one. that was kind of bad news.
Not good news?
This one over here. They always start out with kind of sad starts on these good news stories, but Marine Staff Sergeant Charlie Linville, an explosive ordnance disposal technician who lost part of his right leg as a result of an explosion in Afghanistan,
Yikes.
made history Thursday as the first combat wounded amputee veteran to scale Mount Everest.
Oh.
According to a Washington Post report, Linville made the climb as part of Operation Everest 2016. a team assembled by the nonprofit Heroes Project. The group sponsored global climbing expeditions for wounded service members and their families and participates in community outreach on behalf of the veterans. So this is something where this gentleman, again, an American hero, Marine Staff Sergeant Charles Linville, he was in an explosion in Afghanistan in 2011 and was left wounded, an amputee, and he said, you know what, I'm not going to let that stop me. I've got my mind set on the highest peak in the world. I'm going to go to Mount Everest.
That's crazy.
Makes me feel like maybe I should get out and do something more. Because, here I am with all my arms and legs and no desire whatsoever to climb a mountain. But I think and I'm not trying to diminish the fact that he did this, because I think that is absolutely awesome that he did that. But, that is not something I would ever want to do.
No.
But I'm
I have
really
no
glad
desire.
that if Marine Staff Sergeant Charlie Linville wanted to do that, I'm glad that he was able to. And a huge thank you to the folks that helped put Operation Everest 2016 together. And hats off to the Heroes Project. It's a nonprofit group that helps make these kind of things happen. So that is going to be
a huge heartfelt thank you to everybody who has ever served
absolutely.
our country.
So very cool. Marine Staff Sergeant Charles Linville, our hats off to you. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. If you'd like to see more on that story, I put a link at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
Time now for the bonus break. Only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
And your bonus break is brought to you by WinThisOnline.com, where the winning is just the beginning. And today, Heidi, is our final day of May, which means today's the day that we're going to be giving away the Zubas and the 80s Tees prizes. So that you've got all the way up until midnight tonight. So officially it'll be tomorrow morning that we'll be doing those drawings.
I wish we could win those Zubas.
I know. I love Zubas. I have
like
a pair of
Zubas.
Zubas. I have a pair, and I'm going to get some more because I do love those. If you'd like to win, you still have today. Go to WinThisOnline.com. And good news, starting tomorrow, there'll be even more cool stuff. So once you get signed up today, you're going to want to go back tomorrow and sign up again. A new study finds that men who keep their cell phones in their pockets have a lower sperm count because of the heat from the phone.
Huh.
Yeah. We should maybe tell your cousin that. What are they working on, 9 kids now? Is that what it is? Good idea. Just put your phone in your pocket. Maybe that'll help. Hey, guys with a mustache and a beard, they're not just babe magnets. They're also a little healthier than dudes without the mustaches and beards, honey. A group of Australian researchers found that facial hair provides a very effective barrier against the sun's UV rays.
Well,
So,
of course it does.
at least you're covered where your face is covered. So,
Gosh.
duh. An apple a day? Well, not in America. Most Americans do not eat enough veggies and fruit.
No,
It's actually
we
dropped
don't.
a little bit, and according to a government report, they say last year 1/3 of adults had 2 or more servings of fruit or juice a day. And that's only 1/3. That's down more than 34% in the last 10 years.
Yeah, we're part of that problem. We don't have enough veggies.
No, we hardly ever do. But I do like them when we have them. We just need to do that more. I got a strange law. I know we got rid of this, but every once in a while I've come across one that's kind of funny. I'm going to share it here. In Massachusetts, mourners at a wake cannot have any more than 3 sandwiches.
Oh.
That is a pretty cool rule. I didn't know that was necessary to make it a law, but there it is. How easily can your pastor pay their family's bills? Believe it or not, most evangelical pastors in America struggle to make ends meet. According to a new survey, half of the pastors are paid less than $50,000, and a third have an average debt of $36,000 from their studies. Now, on top of that, a quarter also have an average medical bill of over $7,000. Meanwhile, the majority do not receive any form of pension or health benefit from their church. Nearly a third have no savings. The survey of 4,249 pastors also revealed that 55% lead churches with less than 100 members. 80% have churches of less than 200. Unsurprisingly, 90% of pastors said they experienced financial stress, and nearly a third were forced to take a second job to fund their, just to be able to give food to their families. So that's what, there are pastors out there that they struggle to make ends meet.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw a link on our Facebook page for that as well. And your bonus break is brought to you today by WinThisOnline.com, where the winning is just the beginning. Go over there and sign up. It's your final day to win some of the coolest prizes we've ever had on there. 80stees.com. Anybody from anywhere can win that.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff that we've had on this site has been geographically located in one area. So now, anywhere, wherever you're listening, we've got some prizes, and we want to expand that. So the best way to do it is by having a really good turnout this first month. So get over there and do that. Do me a personal favor and sign up to win at WinThisOnline.com.